How does it feel to have videos with hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube while bigger wrestling stars struggle to get a few thousand? Now, I disagree with the question. We got various variations of this.
Right.
And quite frankly, I think it needs to be the opposite. What are you doing right that they're not, rather than what are they doing wrong that you're not, if you know what I mean? What are you doing more
Yeah.
positively and proactively that they are not doing?
Here's what I think. And when I was in the WWE, I was tethered by writing. I was tethered by whatever direction people saw me in. And yeah, I could have done more to maybe bring out my personality. I could have done more, maybe showed them more of, hey, use me in this way. But I was still tethered. In this platform, there's no tether. And I think we're just able to show more of the personality that I had. I would give anything if I could go back in time 20 years and the personality that I put forth on this, be that in the ring, be that backstage, be that in front of the right people. I did everything to the letter. If they gave me a promo, I read it to the letter. I did everything in fear of getting fired rather than everything in hopes of advancement, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I just think you talked about it earlier. Um, it's just we this is the world we live on now. This is the world that we're never going to go away from. We're not appointment viewing television anymore. So as long as you put good content out, it does not matter when you put it out. People will find it if it's good. And as far as the bigger names, not having as many views or whatever as me, they probably have way more if they just changed up and put more interesting stuff out. People don't want to sit for an hour and watch you this close to your camera talking like this and just telling stories they've heard before. They need a new spin on it. They needed you to find a new way of doing it, and they want it a little bit shorter, in my opinion.
Do you know what you do that most, maybe I'm guilty of this as well, that most other people don't in the wrestling sphere, is presume that everybody is a diehard wrestling fan and knows what you're talking about. You explain heel is a bad guy, babyface is a good guy. You say it again and again. You sort of treat every video like an audition for new subscribers in that sense, which I
Another
think is
thing,
very clever.
another thing I had to learn. We were probably in our second round of filming, and I would say something and I'd be like, but we covered that in the first video. And he's like, no, assume in every video we do, assume this is the first time someone's seeing you. And assume they've never seen anything that we've put out. And the best comment I get, and I get it weekly in every video, is either I don't know who you are, or I was not a wrestling fan and never followed you, or I hated you as a wrestler, but I watch now. That's the best comment I can get,
Mm.
because that means we're bringing in new fans, and sometimes not even wrestling fans.
With that being said, what are some of the stresses? Trust me, I know him. Some of the stresses you working with the YouTube platform. I'm talking about deadlines, demonetization of videos, how to avoid it, content ID claims, more than. What are the big worries for you, and what are the anxieties you face being pretty much a full-time YouTuber?
Yeah, obviously the content, the copyright claims. I did Vlad TV's interview a few weeks back, and he gave me probably the best bit of advice I've ever gotten. And that was, he's like, listen, brother, I know it makes for better videos when you put clips in. He's like, stop that. He's like, learn how to get out of that space, which I'm we're going to end up having to do. He's like, because if you own 100% of your content, that's a worry you'll never have again. And I spend so much time worrying about it now. Like for instance, this past Friday we dropped a video and it was claimed within 3 hours. Now, what most people don't see is the 5 posts that we put up prior to that Friday, trying to get it, you know, and all 5 of them being claimed. And then the last one we put up, you understand what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. And then the last one we put up, they left it up and they didn't claim it for a full day. And so we thought it was good to go. And then within 3 hours, it gets claimed. It's just such a letdown. And then on top of that, that was a sponsored video.
Hmm.
Then I got the sponsor, up my ass. And, hey, man, we didn't pay you to have a video that only you see. So it's a lot of stress, and it just what it's done is it's shown me that I have to reteach the audience on what to expect from us, and what they're gonna hopefully be retaught is whenever we do something, just expect to see more of me and less clips.
Me and my editor Chris for the Stevie show, we tried, I think, 20 different versions of a segment that Stevie and I did watching a match with Mike Rotundo. Or Rotunda. It's been, crikey, 30 years. I can never remember if it ends in an O or an A. That being said, 20 different versions trying to overlay some of the moving video where we didn't zoom in or slow it down. And the real bugbear for me is that people don't understand why. And it's like, why are you zooming in? It's like, well, I'm zooming in because I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can,
Because you've been over those roadblocks before.
Exactly, a million
That's
times.
why you're doing it.
And the thing was is that we thought, this was my fault. I said, let's just watch the match, normal speed, and I'll create like an image overlay, fade it out a bit so you can sort of see what's going on. And then didn't matter what we tried, it just wouldn't go through. And it's one of those things where YouTube will constantly trip you up with improved versions of, let's say, Content ID, or they actually claimed a video of ours from about 2 months ago, just out of the blue, 6 seconds worth. It found it after 2 months and decided we couldn't use it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Here's what I've noticed. I've noticed that whenever we do a video and we use maybe, let's say, clips from 6 or 7 different matches or segments of WWE, we have less trouble keeping those videos up. Whereas if I do, like when I did interview Taker, and we were doing one match, those are the hardest. When you stay on one match the entire time, it's such a chore. And I mean, I get it. Like, I understand copyright claims. I get it. I wouldn't want someone to go out and use what we do and make money off of it either. So I fully understand it. It's just, man, you put so much hours and time and work into it, and then the moment it gets claimed, it's such a kick in the nuts. It really is.
Do you live and die by the viewership? Sort of like I do at times,
Yes.
because I won't say depression, but if things are going bad on YouTube, then it can affect my day, it can affect my week. If it's going well, the opposite's true. But for you,
100%.
you do the same thing.
100%. And we have a specific, and from YouTube Studio, we live and die by the ranking, the 10 ranking, what it's ranked in the last top 10 videos that we've put out. And whenever we put a video out and it's 10 of 10, I'm just like, oh, like what did we do wrong? Like, what did we like? And a lot of times it might be a video that I think's gonna do good. There's been times I've put videos out and I think, God, this sucks. Like we put a video out of me. I was in a car and I'm talking to Randy Orton, and I was like, "This is just garbage," and it was not one of 10. And so I'm constantly learning in this process as well. Yes, I live and die by the viewership. Yes, there's at times when it's going so good, I check every 5 minutes to see how many it's gone up, and then there's other times when it's going so bad, I'll make myself not check for 24 hours. And then I'll look and I'll be like, my God, only 10,000 more people's watched it since then. And it kills my whole day. But I'm no longer, I know the 5,000, the subscribers that's great. 500, but as much as I do, that don't mean shit. Yeah, that's a vanity play. That's a vanity play.
Subscribers used to mean everything, and now it means nothing. It's like keywords
Nothing,
now mean nothing. And for anyone who's interested, Maven doesn't use keywords in his video because they don't mean anything anymore.
Yeah.
Which is bizarre. Yeah. It's the content within the video mostly, and then your titles and thumbnails and descriptions, sort of in that order, I guess. But I tell you, just keeping up the theory constantly, it can drive one crazy. Do you keep up with everything, or is that sort of more your partner's domain?
He keeps up with it and keeps me up with it, if that makes sense. Like, he smartens me up. He and I, like, we were up literally last night till 1 o'clock texting. and coming up with ideas and this and that and why we're going to do something this way. And yeah, he's like you. He's been doing it, since he was in high school, and he's on the front end of figuring out why certain things work, why certain things don't. And yeah, I'm so thankful, and never would have thought that in my 40s a 20-year-old kid would change my life, but he did.
I won't show this on the main camera, but you can't even see this. I know, but that's just Stevie's
Uh,
notepads.
wow.
That's just
Holy
Stevie's.
cow.
That's just Stevie's I've written in the last few weeks. I
Yeah.
obsessively write down ideas. So we've got a Google Doc that only me and him can share. See,
All right, hold on. Yeah, I love this. Love this. I have I have the exact same thing. Doubt you can see that, but I have the exact same thing.
I am willing to take your
Exact
word.
same thing. And and he and I we do the same thing. We share. It's crazy. It's crazy how we live this exact same existence.
Yeah, it's a weird parallel existence in the same
Yeah.
field. It's bonkeroonies. I really want to get Stevie to 100,000. I know we will. I think we got like 10,000 subs in the last month, which is fantastic. But the thing
That's
is,
great. Yeah. That's great.
We're a
And
weird
you'll get there.
hybrid.
You'll get there.
We'll get there. We're a weird hybrid between what I normally do with the podcast and more something like what you would do at times. And this is the thing. I always want to do more like what you would do for the Stevie Richards show because more technology and blah blah blah. But in the frame of work of a podcast. But then a couple of weeks ago, I posted a single video of Triple H. It was like 2.5 minutes. Triple H vanity video, and it
Yeah.
did 70,000 views, and it was 2 weeks old.
I know exactly what you're talking. It's a good video. It's a great video.
I know, and
It was a great video.
and I just
Yeah.
think, man, I can't predict this whatsoever. I thought no one will be
Yeah.
interested.
Yeah. And here's why I know that what you and Stevie are doing is gold. And here's what, like, I don't pat myself on the back often. I will in one case. I'm a good storyteller. And Stevie also is a great storyteller. And I think when you take that and you put that forth, as long as you can keep people's interest in what you're telling, then it's gonna continue to shine. A lot of these people that were big in the ring and don't have a big following, they're just not a good storyteller, and it's literally painful. It's like jerking off with a cheese grater to hear them tell a wrestling story, and then they wonder why they don't get that many views.
Tell me about it. I've got someone
Yeah,
really in mind for what you were just describing then, but
I do too.
I'm just gonna mute myself and put the camera on you so you can't read my lips.
Ding, ding, ding,
Aha! There we go. We both
ding,
get the right
ding,
one. Right then,
ding, ding.
let's move on.
Cool.
Someone else has written in says, "Have you had anyone threaten you because you've given away secrets or broken kayfabe?" And I'll add something to this as well. Has anyone got in touch with you regarding anything you've said with them about them in one of your videos?
No and no. I'm like I said, I'll be 48 next week. I mean, I'm not. What are we not going to be buddies anymore? If they get mad at me for breaking kayfabe or whatever, hell, everybody's out there breaking kayfabe. The moment Undertaker turned into Mark Calloway, I think that was the crossing the Rubicon moment where it's okay. And there's a simple solution. If you don't like what I'm doing, don't watch. It's that simple. And there's other people. I've said it before. There's a cat playing a keyboard on there if that's more your speed. And if somebody gets in touch with me and gets mad at me, all that shows me is that maybe they'd be jealous that they're not doing it and that they can't do it. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. Fuck them. They don't
That's,
pay my bills.
that's what I keep telling Stevie. He's
Yeah,
too
they don't
nice,
pay my
Stevie.
fucking bills. They don't pay my bills. Yeah. I mean, I respect anybody and everybody can have an opinion, but listen, it's like I'm I have a truck and it's a pretty damn nice truck. And I'm a smoker. That's not a good thing. I wish I wasn't, but I am. And I smoke in my truck. And everybody gives me shit for it. Pay for the damn thing. I pay every penny for this truck. So guess what? I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And you want to pay for it? I'll follow your rules. Until then, I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
That's the spirit. A few weeks ago when I bought my new car, I just had to start going around. I drive a Jag now. I drive a Jag,
Good for you.
and I've got a fake pipe that I just put in my mouth.
Put those glasses back on. Hold on. Where are your glasses?
What's that?
Put your glasses back on.
I have a
Love
cardigan
it.
here somewhere as well, by the way. I don't know.
A cardigan and an ascot, and I think you got a completely new channel.
Yes, a niche channel for whoever may be interested in that kind of thing. Right, do you know one video you've not done anything on? I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong.
Give us ideas.
Tough
Give
enough.
us ideas.
Tough enough.
Can I tell you why?
Go on.
It's too obvious. It's too obvious. Yes, I agree the channel needs it, but here's what we're going to do. We are about a month. What's the date? We're about a month exactly away from releasing the open. And Stevie was part helping us decide. We're going to put our Patreon out. I don't want to ask people for too much until I built a pretty decent base of fans. And like I hate asking people for stuff. I hate it. It's not who I am as a person. So to ask people to go to the pay through a paywall and stuff, to do that when we had 5,000 subscribers, it just didn't seem right. So now we're going to, and we're in the midst. We've already filmed a few videos for the pay channel, and we're gonna do a live, my partner and I, and we're gonna probably do it the day after a video comes out, and we're just gonna take 10 minutes to tell stories and say what we were thinking about with the previous video and then answer fan questions. Use the rest of the hour just to answer any Patreon fan questions. And one of the videos we're doing on the Patreon is Tough Enough. And I'm in the process of watching every every episode of season 1, which I have not watched since it came out, and reacting to it. And here's another one. Here's another video that we're doing that I think is going to be good. So I get all the time on the video, and I guess it's because I'm neat, I'm manicured. I get all the time. Is Maven gay? I'm not. Like I've been getting that since the early 2000s, and so we're gonna do a Patreon video where my girl, who is to a T New Jersey housewife. She's fucking central casting. Like she fucking like talks like this, and she won't hold anything back. So we're gonna do a video where people, I say, and for everyone who has wondered about my home life, my significant other, she's gonna answer all of your questions. And then we're gonna do a video where I sit, and then there's a chair right behind me, and I have to sit in the chair behind, and I can't say anything while she answers the fans' questions. Just stuff like that, just to try to make people, okay with the $5 that they're spending.
I can do you one better. I kept getting, why do I wear makeup? I'm just stressed. And
I get that all the time.
And also,
I get that in every video.
My wife amused her. I don't know why she's looking on my videos reading horrible comments, but one of them was, when did he get lip filler? It's like, apparently I've got lip filler now.
I get the makeup one every time too, and I've got it since every video. And I literally, I wouldn't know how to apply makeup, and I'm too damn cheap. I'm too cheap to hire a makeup artist for the videos that Zach and I film in an Airbnb. It's me and him in there. Makeup's the last thing that I'm thinking about. I'm vain. I'm not that damn vain.
It's really weird how we actually live basically the same life now.
I told you,
much.
we live a parallel universe separated by 6 hours.
And a sea.
That's it.
Where are you living now? Are you in Florida?
No, I was in Florida. I'm in right outside and literally outside my office here. I'm looking at Manhattan. I'm in New Jersey, directly as a crow flies. I'm 7 miles from downtown New York. I'm in right across the bridge in New Jersey.
I was there in December. Stinks of weed nowadays, New York.
It stinks of everything. We're actually going to look at a house right as soon as I get off this. and because we're gonna try. It's scary though. Here's what's scary. Um, like a lot of people, like I where I used to get fan mail at work, which I was fine with. I work in a secured building with three doormen, but now I'm starting to get stuff to my house, and my girl, she's not too keen on that, like at all,
Mm.
at all. So, so she wants to. I haven't made the money where I can get into a taker size compound. You have to get to Taker's house. You have to go through two sets of gates. An initial gate to get into the complex, and then once you drive a mile in that, another gate to get to his 15-acre compound. God bless it. It's the best setup. If I had that, no one would see me again.
Hmm.
I'd be there forever.
How many times has people said, well, you've bought them subs? Because I get that.
I don't even pay any attention to that.
That's the spirit.
I wouldn't know how you do that. Like I literally would not know. And I'm not spending my money on buying people that aren't going to watch the videos.
I know.
Like that's like they don't realize that.
People
Subscribers
want to shit on your good work and I tell you what, it always comes from people with crappier podcasts that I've found.
That's life. That's life. That's life. When people feel like you haven't, well, I call it the me philosophy. You ever tell somebody like, well, that restaurant's closed. Oh, but they'll let me in. Well, you can't do that. Oh, it's me. It's me. They'll let me in. That's what it is. The same with that. Well, why would they want to watch Maven? It's me. I'm doing this. It's me. And they don't realize, if you bought subscribers, you've wasted money because way we make money in this is by the views and how much time is spent on the channel. And the only way we get people spending time on is putting out good stuff.
Absolutely. When did you stop reading the comments?
Oh God!
See, this is the negativity of YouTube. I'm sorry to say, because you do get these comments that stop me from reading the comments.
Yeah, it's video 3, and it's just like I'll go through the super chats and stuff, and like one thing I will do, anybody that donates to our channel through super chats, through whatever, I will. I have personally responded to 100% of everybody who has supported the channel in that way, and I will continue to do that. If you're giving us money, it means the world to me. I'm gonna. But other than that, like I mean, I get it, and we get that every week too. Oh, Maven's running out of ideas. Okay. Oh, you're not as good as you. Okay, like whatever.
Mm.
Okay. Or is this guy gay? Okay.
You say, yeah, we're gay and running out of ideas, basically. But guess what? We're not.